1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, hey y'all, what it do, y'all? Hey y'all, what it do, y'all? Hey y'all, what it do, y'all? Hey y'all, hey y'all. Guess who's back? Back again. Riri's back. Tell a friend. Bear with me, y'all. I know I look crazy. They're coming out soon, okay? Just bear with me. Hey guys, we're gonna try and keep this as short as possible today, okay? We're aiming for below 15 minutes because I'm a talker. So let me stop talking. Let's get to it. Today, as you can tell by the title, we're gonna be doing a video about college. I'm at the end of fall semester of my senior year. Corona edition. We're not even gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about the stuff that they don't tell you about college, okay? I'm not gonna tell you all the normal stuff that people tell you about college in preparation. You've heard it 1,000 times. You know the basics of college. I'm gonna give you the real, like not the real stuff, because all that stuff is real too, but like the other stuff that they don't like to mention, okay? Okay. Number one, the mental effect that college will have on you. Child. You might discover that you were depressed and you didn't even know you were depressed, or it was like super deep down. You have like super high functioning depression. My depression is super high functioning, child. You would never know. A lot of your traumas come to the surface that you didn't even know that you had. But the mental effect, it's really just heavy. It's easy to slip into feeling alone. Something will trigger your depression. Something will trigger you, you won't claim it as depression. Like, you'll just be like, I just don't feel like doing shit today. But then you'll say that every day for like 3 weeks straight. Depending on the degree, it can go from, I don't feel like doing shit, but I'm still keep my responsibilities up, right? I'm gonna go to class, but I'm not gonna talk to nobody. I'm not gonna pay attention in class. I'm not gonna take no notes. I'm gonna just go to this class, get my attendance, go back to my bed, and call it a day. Phone on do not disturb, you're not answering. Even if it's not on do not disturb, you're ignoring people. You're not even really talking to your roommate, whether you like them or you don't. It doesn't matter. You're not really talking to them. Or it can slip all the way into, I don't feel like doing shit. Like, I'm not going to class. I'm not talking to nobody. I don't want to eat. Like, that's how you can really track your mental. Yes, freshman 15 is a whole thing, blah, blah, blah. But like later in the years, if you catch yourself not eating, or you forget to eat, or you just got so much stuff to do that you forgot to eat, or anything like that, but it starts to happen for an entire week straight, keep track of that. That happens. You'll spiral, baby. You will spiral. You just gotta find some friends that you just are super comfortable with. You really only need one person for real. One person that you just like super trust. You know that they got you. They're not gonna invalidate your feelings. They're not gonna run around telling people on a sneak tip. They're not gonna report you to said administration. It's real hard to pick those out. Be careful about not weighing down their energy with too much. It's a real delicate balance. Or on this side, you, not to say search for these type of friends, but you just might come across friends that are also traumatized and are also depressed in their own kind of ways, and y'all subconsciously bond over your traumas and over your depression. Y'all don't sit in a room every night watching Ryan Gosling movies and crying and shit, but like, y'all just hang out. It's good vibes, it's good energy, but you all know that there's something about y'all that connects y'all on a deeper level. Next important thing, categorize your friends. People do not tell you this. Everybody's like, meet as many people as you can, be as social as you can, interact with people, blah, 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 blah. You can be social. I'm not saying don't talk to people and be like this, or like, I don't want to talk to you type of thing. Be social. Just don't make everybody your best friend and be like, okay, we're gonna hang out all the time. We all have all the same classes, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Categorize your friends. These are my athlete friends. These are my cool guy friends. These are my friends that I can just chill in the room with when I want to watch a movie, because they're not the type of friends that want to go out to parties every goddamn day. You have your party friends. You have your homework friends. Homework friends is a big one because throughout the 4 years, if you keep the same major, and even if you don't, people change majors a lot. Being social will give you a greater chance of having homework friends the further into college you go. Then you have other friends when you have to take like your synthesis classes or your generalized classes, which is people across all the majors. Friends that are just your party friends can now also be your homework friends, and now you have a comfort in that class as opposed to having to struggle with all the homework by yourself and having to figure everything out by yourself. Now you're getting these grades because people never want to talk to the professor. It's just a thing. So have homework friends. Then you got your best bitches. Like, your best bitches, those are unmatched. Find those. But those are hard to find. Your best bitches are the bitches that can hang out with you no matter which group of friends that you with. And they also blend in with the group of friends the same way you blend in. But they're not friends with the different groups of friends. If you get me, you get me. Next. There are certain professors that will press you. Not all of them. But there will be those select few that they can't help it. And it's always the ones, it's one of two kinds. It's either the ones that give you like super spread out assignments, but are always talking about it like you have a piece of the assignment due every week, or it's the ones that have a million assignments actually due and will be like, okay, how far did you get? Are you making progress? Da da da. Nobody does homework every day. Nobody in high school does homework every day. Nobody in college does homework every day. That's a lie that people in high school will tell you, that your professors aren't going to press you about it. Some of them will, and it's going to annoy the hell out of you. Not to say don't be organized, because trust me, being organized will save you a lot of stress, save you a lot of anxiety, just save you a lot of headaches. You will still have mental breakdowns because everybody has them over one thing or another. And there will be many, many, many breakdowns within the 4 years. Some of them will remind you. And if professors aren't reminding you, the people in the class, those homework friends, they will spark your mind. And they'll be like, hey, did you do da da da? And you're like, oh damn, I didn't even know that was due. The rest of these are like partial pro tips, partial things you should know about college, right? Pay attention to your RAs. Not pay attention in terms of they're the parent of the building, so listen to every single word they say. No, y'all are the same age. They can't tell you shit for real. Pay attention to what kind of RA that you have. Pay attention. Be observant. See how they act. See if they're the kind of RA that like acts like they're the parent of the building and like, you can't do this. You can't do this. I said not to do this. Like, shut up before I smack you. Like, we're the same age. You think just because you wear a shirt that says RA on it that I'm supposed to listen to every single word you say? Fuck out my face. Anyway, pay attention to what kind of RA that you have. See if they're the kind of RA that'll let stuff slide. See what kind of stuff they let slide. But certain stuff that you know, okay, they'll let this go, but they will not let this go. So don't do this. Or, pay attention to when they do room checks, hall checks. So you'll see the RAs walk past as they're like checking floors, checking bathrooms, blah, blah, blah. Pay attention to when they do checks, how often they do checks, because those will be your in-between times to do whatever you're doing. If you're being sneaky in any context, however you being sneaky, pay attention, because the RAs will shut that shit down so quick and you'll be getting violations that you gotta deal with, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and with the checks, not just when they do checks, because sometimes they do random room checks. See how intricately they do the checks? Because they're not allowed to like open drawers and shit. They're not allowed to like search your stuff. So pay attention. Super random, sporadic side note before we get into like pro tips. Depending on what school you go to, what division school you go to. If you go to a D1, all the sports are popping. Every single one of them. I went, because I'm graduating, but I go to a small school, not like a miniature school. I go to like a decently sized school. But we're also a D3 school. That's all I'm gonna say. But, so at my school, the rugby, like watching rugby on the weekends, is way better than watching football. but also that's just because of the kind of football players that we have. Because my freshman year, the football games were lit. What the hell is rugby? I didn't know what rugby was. But as I stopped going to the football games, watching rugby, men's rugby is like so violent. I just be watching rugby like that. Like, I just could never. Like, I'm from New York. We fight, like, but watch rugby. Rugby is a lot more interesting than football. And if it's not more interesting, it's just as interesting. It kind of depends on like what your interests are and what kind of violence you can tolerate. But rugby is just as interesting as football. So if you don't feel like going to the football games, try out the rugby games. Pro tips, okay? Get a job. Get a job. I'm telling you from the jump, get a job as early as you can. Don't feel bad about missing out on antics. Don't feel bad about there's a party this weekend, there's a party that weekend, Thirsty Thursdays, random parties in the middle of the week from the athletes because they want to be super drugged up and fuck class, right? They're gonna try and convince you that you can wake up. You're not gonna be able to wake up. They're able to wake up because they have to wake up. Don't feel bad about missing antics. Do not feel bad. They don't all hit anyway. A lot of them will get shut down. Again, depending on what kind of school you go to. So like take it with a grain of salt a little bit. But not all the antics are gonna hit. A lot of them are gonna get shut down. At most, getting a job, realistically, you're only gonna miss like 2 or 3 antics that were like, damn, you really should have been there, blah, blah, blah. Also considering, depending on what kind of job you get, you tell them your availability. So if parties are at night and your classes allow you to work for a certain amount of time during the day, like if you have a 4-hour break, I don't know, just work around your schedule. But if you have to work nights or you prefer to work nights, don't feel bad about missing antics. It's not like they're gonna book you every single day of the week. You're a college student. They're not gonna do that to you. They're gonna let you have some days off. And then on those days off, if it happens to land on the weekend, you lit. You're going to the antics. You out. If it's in the middle of the week, create your own antics. Have fun in your room. Have a few people over. Have a few people in the lounge of your building. Make fun yourself. Just don't feel bad about missing antics. Get your job. Get your money. Because you're going to need money anyway. You're going to need money. If you have a car, you need gas. Even without all that responsibility stuff, you need money because you want to participate in the antics. You're going to want bottles. You're going to want weed. You're going to want a bunch of stuff. You know what all that stuff costs? Money. Get a job. Problem solved. Pro tip, academically, get ahead in your assignments and in your work as best as you can. I'm not saying it's March and I have all my assignments submitted all the way through May. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we're in class working on chapter 2, but I didn't read the whole book and I'm reading chapter 7 right now. I'm not saying all that. Just not even the reading. Like, screw the reading. If you don't do the reading, you don't do the reading. That's what Google's for. There's a lot of notes everywhere. Get a free Quizlet account. Swipe through the index cards. Quizlet is your best friend. It's a free account. Sign up. Just get one. So not even the reading. Like, screw the reading because they're going to go over it in class. If you want to do the reading, do the reading. I'm not a reader. I'm a math person. I deal with numbers. I don't do reading. Get ahead in your submissions. If you have case studies due later in the week or you have one due next week, do the simple case studies. Like, start on your papers. Just, when people say start on your papers, I always used to think they mean like start typing out the paper. Don't do that. Copy and paste the outline that they give you. And if there is no outline, they just give you like their outline or their description of the assignment. It's just like the syllabus, a bunch of hella words. Read that and type a little outline for your paper. And within that outline, type all your notes from whatever research you have to do. And then when you're actually writing the paper, you don't have to like be flipping back and forth. Just write it based on the notes that you wrote. So start that way. Start with your outlines, start with your notes. Submit small stuff ahead of time. Like, get ahead in your submissions. If you want to get ahead in the reading too, do that too. That's your business. Hey, be ahead, not behind. Quick pro tip, jumping back to like RAs and stuff. I don't know if it was like this at bigger schools too, but you're not supposed to have like open flames. It's a fire hazard. That's why they don't want you to have candles. So if you're like me and you don't give a fuck about people's rules and you want to have your candles, have your candles. But that's why you got to pay attention to when they do checks and how intricately they do it. Because if they see a candle, they will take it from you. I shit you not. They will take your candle from you. You will not get no money. You will not get it back. They will take it from you and that'll be it. So, pro tip, either pay attention to your RAs so you don't get your candle taken, or get a wax melt. I didn't know what this was. I had never heard of this until college, until they tried to take my candles from me. And I got tired of having to like hide my candles or have them in strategic places that you can't see them. I got a wax melt because it just looks like a regular just thing I have on my desk. Flip it on, the wax melts, your room smells amazing. Just as amazing, sometimes even more amazing than your candles. Because you know how you blow out a candle and it'll smell like burn. But with your wax melt, your wax just solidifies again, and then you turn it back on, it melts again. Like, pro tip, get you a wax melt. Yo, okay. Next pro tip, you must have smell goods in your room. Like, even if you weren't a candle person before college, get you some candles. And if you don't want to go through having to smell all the candles and pick out candles that you want, and then you have to da-da-da, like I said, get you a wax melt. But you need one or the other. Or some room sprays, something strong. I mean, you can have Febreze and like your Lysol wipes and stuff too, because hello, clean, dirty. But get room sprays, like the potent room sprays from like Bath and Body Works or something, because especially as a freshman, you have to live like in the freshman dorms. You're gonna be sharing a bathroom, okay? It's gonna be like 2 bathrooms, one for guys, one for girls, on your floor. The scent from the bathroom, the stench from the bathroom, the odor from the bathroom, whether you keep your door open like me or whether you close it, the smell seeps into the hallway, and you do not want that scent to linger in your room because it floats into your room every time you enter or exit. You don't want that. It's going, I mean, it will irritate you, but it's just get you some room sprays. Save yourself all the hassle of having to leave your window open and air your room out. Just get you some room sprays. It'll save you. Believe me, it'll save you. They don't. Staff doesn't clean the bathroom as often as they should, or even if they do, they don't clean it as well as they should. But even then, there's only so much that they can do because people are dirty. Get you some room sprays. Last pro tip, super easy, makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Just like I said with the being social, join clubs if you want to join clubs. It's great. If you don't join a club, it's fine. But what I will tell you, if you join a club of any kind, it doesn't have to be sports, it doesn't have to be a Greek, it doesn't have to be any of that. If you join a club, that's an easy way to find plugs, because no matter what year, people will stay in the club 9 times out of 10, or you will find at least one 21-year-old in the club, or you'll connect with somebody in the club who knows who the plug is. And for all your other plug needs, joining your clubs, being social, people talk in your clubs. Hello, you'll find the plug. There's one more thing. I'm going to show you guys the college prayer, the college student prayer. We'll put it right here. Whether you recite it for yourself or you send it to your family and have them recite it for you, you don't have to be religious or any of that. Just when you're going through those hard times and you're going through those depressions and you're going through those like fuck this school shit stuff, just reading the college prayer. You don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to believe it. Just reading it will bring you some comfort. So that's everything. Hopefully my editing made this short enough. I don't know. I might have to cut a lot of my talking out. But either way, What is it you gotta do? I'm not gonna tell you. You know what you gotta do. You know what it is YouTubers say. Do what you gotta do. Bye, guys.